Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Austin on the Air podcast. Today, I have with me Gary Binkow. He is at the Swell Score, which is a super interesting company, and they are an Austin Air dealer, a reseller. And I'm so happy to have you on the show, Gary. Thank you for coming on.
So excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Stacy.
Absolutely. So maybe to start, if you want to just give our listeners a little bit of a backstory, um, on your company, why did the company start? Your products, your services. Just kind of tell us all the good stuff about SwellScore.
Sure. So the Swell Score was started 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. I partnered with some other practitioners, doctors, nutritionists, and researchers. And our idea was driven by my own sort of pursuit of trying to find the truth in health and wellness in a very noisy, misunderstood space. And there's a lot of misinformation out there, and trying to find vetted products that actually have evidence to support the use of these products, whether they're supplements or saunas or water filtration, air filtration. And there really isn't a single platform to help people make a qualified and quantified decision on these products. So that was the impetus for us starting the Swell Score. All of us have had long backgrounds in marketing, e-commerce. I came from actually the movie and television business where I learned sort of the art of storytelling. And I really want to apply that skill set into trying to convince people to change their lives and try to be more proactive about taking their own personal health in their own hands.
Awesome, awesome. So air purification fits perfectly within the Swell Score. Tell me a little bit about why that's so important to you guys and why it's important to have those products.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we've known for a while that I think since the 70s, when we became more kind of focused on making our homes more kind of energy efficient, right? There was a big push during the
right.
energy crisis for those of us who are old enough to remember that. And so what happened is they started building these airtight homes, and I think what happened is it's also locking in all of these VOCs and other sort of unhealthy, air quality elements from coming from your furniture, your, paint, and sort of even from the outdoor allergens that are coming into the house. So um, we realize that one, you obviously needed better ventilation in your home, but two, even if you live in areas like where we do, where I lived in LA for so many years, and the smog, and even before that I was in New York, same issues. The air quality is so bad that I just didn't rely on my HVAC system. And so we realized we need to recommend quality products to our constituency. Our followers want to know what's the best air quality product you guys can recommend. So we decided on Austin Air because we feel that you guys actually went and go the extra distance in making higher quality HEPA filtration, and also with your ability to block other VOC pollutants in the air. So I think that's how we wound up with Austin. We're excited to have you guys on the platform.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think people, they're starting to catch on a little bit more now when you're talking about the lack of ventilation in homes. But, for a while there, it was like you would consider maybe the older homes to have the worst air quality and the newer homes, people just kind of understood like, oh, well, it's newer, so it doesn't have the problems. But what they're finding is exactly to your point that, all the VOCs, the flooring, the paint, the building materials, all these things are problematic. So that was a very good point there. Yeah. I heard that you guys previously did sell another brand, and then you chose Austin. You switched to Austin. Do you want to talk to me a little bit about that journey and how you kind of came to that realization? What prompted you to make that decision? And did it fit, I guess, better with your mission or your customers' needs? Or
Well, we try to find the always keep searching for the best quality products and also at the best prices. So we do have another air filtration company products that we offer that are a little bit more kind of lower end. And then prior to that, we had what I don't want to name them, but probably the most popular brand that's on promoted on social media. And so this is another problem that we're seeing is that, I come from this world of digital marketing and social media, and
Mm.
I think a lot of people are taking their advice from these influencers, and unfortunately, the influencers are motivated by where they're going to get paid the most money. So that if they're making more money on a product, they need to capture that income as opposed to recommending the best product where they may not make the most money. So
Right.
we did a kind of a intensive evaluation. We have a medical review team. We have internal sort of optics that look at all of these, and we just decided that it was, even though we probably could have sold more of the brand that people know of and on social media, we didn't feel it was the best product. And the other really interesting thing that I don't think people understand enough about Austin Air is that your cost of ownership and the lifetime, value of owning this machine and the cost of owning the machine is very different when a lot of these other companies are kind of sneakily kind of getting you into the sort of the razor blade business, meaning, here's the razor, but then
Yeah.
every month you need to buy razor blades. And so
Yeah.
and for them, it's the replacement costs on swapping out the air filters every 3 months. And so I just don't feel that's like a really good model for people to effectively and efficiently kind of clean the air in their homes.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Well, now that you have seen and used and sold, both brands, are you happy you made the switch? What are the main differences that you've noticed in using it?
Well, I'm really
Or
happy
same.
because yeah, I'm happy because we are part of our business model is to help because of my background in content production and storytelling is that I'm excited to tell the Austin Air story because Austin Air is not one of those hipster kind of brands that's marketing on Facebook and Instagram. And I think that's a good thing. And so while you guys have this pedigree, being used in hospitals and for sort of more, fire safety zones and more critical usages that are practical for, a professional use, I think it's great to educate people and tell the story so that they can take the same product into their own homes and benefit from it. So we're just starting to help try to tell your story, and I think ultimately it's going to sort of prove to be valuable for both of us.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. That's kind of our mission there. I mean, tell me a little bit about, from a reseller's perspective, what's the differences that you've noticed about your partnership with Austin versus the other brand? Like, obviously the product differences, but, from a reseller's perspective, behind the scenes, what's some of the things that you've noticed?
So this is another kind of difficult issue that we deal with, which is um, customer service and logistics. So we have a lot of brands that we've dealt with that we discontinued our relationship with mainly because they couldn't fulfill the orders on time and deal with the issues of shipping and the customer service related to that. And I think so far Austin Air has been top notch with that, and so we're excited to kind of see if we can stress test the system a little bit. We're hoping to get to that point where you guys start freaking out that because there's so
And
many
bring it
orders
on.
coming in. Yeah,
Challenge
but
accepted, as they
y-
say.
yeah, but I think given the 20-year history of the company, or you guys aren't a newbie on the block, so you
No,
have had a lot of history with this, but that's important to us and our customers because every time that breaks down, when someone says, "Where's my air filter? I bought it, 2 months ago," and we've had a lot of problems with prior companies in terms of like, oh, we had a problem with our warehouse, or we didn't have an inventory management, sort of issues solved. So I think um, we're excited about partnering with you guys because I'm hopeful that you guys have solved a lot of those issues and we won't have those pain points for our customers.
yeah, I think it helps. I mean, every single one of our units is handcrafted by people in our factory in Buffalo, New York. So right here in America. So the supply chain issues that you'd see in some other situations aren't there for us. So I think that does help. Tell me a little bit about what your Austin Air onboarding process was like, when you became a dealer. How did that go compared
It
to
was
other?
It was pretty simple. I mean, we had a great liaison from your team that helped us figure out which products would resonate most with our audience, how to get the products listed in our our system, and it was simple. Basically, took less than a week, so I was happy about that.
So awesome. So now that you're fully onboarded, you guys are up and running. Do you find that your customers are excited that you now have Austin Air available? Have
I
you
think
received any feedback?
we still have work to do because a lot of our customers are coming from the social commerce world, are not yet educated about it. So what I'm excited is about educating about that. And when our customer service team is able to communicate with people about the differences between Austin Air and the others out there, people are super excited about it. So it's still early days. We're just getting started, but we're really excited for what's to come.
Awesome. Awesome. So if our listeners are interested in checking you out, what's the best way for them to get more information on the Swell Score?
So that you can always visit the Swell Score at www.theswellscore.com. You can follow us on social media at the Swell Score, and that's it. We're an online e-commerce wellness platform, and excited to grow into something much more prominent in the years to come.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with me for a little bit about being an Austin Air dealer. I really appreciate it. And again, anybody who's listening, make sure you guys check them out at theswellscore.com. Thanks again for joining in. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Austin on the Air. For more information on air filtration, air quality, and respiratory health, visit austinair.com.